I started when I was 6, but I've kind of just been doing it my whole life. When I was younger, we would be using the vacuum and be singing the songs from Selena, the movie, and acting things out at home. So it's kind of was just in my blood. Yes, I started watching that very young because of my mom, and that's why when I actually was able to work on the show, I was so excited. But then I was depressed because that's when George Clooney had just left, so I didn't get to meet George Clooney. And me and my mom were all excited about it, and he left. So, yeah, Demian Bichir, yeah, he's an amazing actor. He was really famous in Mexico, and his family has always been in the business of acting, whether it's theater and then now with film and TV. And so it was amazing to work with him. He was such a great talent and such an amazing person, and he deserved that nomination. It was literally like we were all over the moon for it, and we were really so proud. And I was very honored to be a part of it, especially since it's a story that's so close to home because it's about East LA and the gangs and things like that. And I grew up in that kind of sort of area. I'm producing a short film called Bound by Crime, and that one I'm producing alongside my friend Sean Gerardo. And we have a good friend of mine, Daniel Moncada, and his brother Luis Moncada from Breaking Bad Season 3. They were the two brother killers. They were like, everybody always goes crazy when I talk about them. And they're two of the leads, and so that's my first time producing, so I'm getting my feet wet with it, and I'm really excited about that.
What drew you to this project?
The story. My friend Sean had been talking about wanting to do a story like this, and then finally we just we talked it over, and he started doing it, and I knew Daniel, so then I brought Daniel on board and his brother, and then I had introduced him to somebody else, and he was like, dude, honestly, you should just be a producer, like you're kind of doing it already. And that's something that I had been thinking about doing, so I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And it's a great story. It's such a beautiful story about this. The main character, he is caught up in the world of the cartel, but he's also an artist and a beautiful painter. So it's like the two worlds, like his character is so dynamic with what he's living, but what his dream is, and getting his art out there. So it's such a beautiful, great story. Well, we have a Facebook fan page for Bound by Crime. And so if you can look it up on Facebook, it's just Bound by Crime. And you'll see that it has pictures of myself and the Daniel and Luis Moncada. And we also have my friend Rene Rosado that's attached to it as well. And he's going to be starring in a film called Asher that's going to be filming soon with Daniel Glover, Mekhi Phifer. So he's an up-and-coming great actor. And then also Rick Mancia, who's in the new Hulu show East Los High. So we have a really good cast right now. We're not even finished, so. Kevin Costner, wow. It's so mind-blowing to me, and it still amazes me that I was able to work on this project. And the funny thing is, I knew about the project beforehand, before I even auditioned for it, because my best friend, Carlos Prats, is playing the lead opposite of Kevin. So when he booked it, I knew about it, and I was like, oh my God, and we're all excited. And then when he read the script, he's like, dude, there's a part here for you, you need to go in for it. And I was like, well, I haven't heard anything. And then finally I got a call about an audition. So I called him and I was like, oh my God, I'm going in for it. All excited. And then then when I booked it, it was like, wow. First off, I get to be there with my friend while he's going through his journey of playing a lead opposite of Kevin. And then now I get to be a part of it with him. So it was just so amazing. And Kevin is so talented. Just watching him on set, you're just in awe. It was amazing. Yeah, it's a story. It's a true story from back in 1987 about a cross-country team. And Kevin is a coach, and then there's a group of runners, and it's a beautiful story, especially because it's true. Because it talks about the characters are pickers in the fields and their families, and it's a really small town in Bakersfield, close to Bakersfield, about 20 minutes outside of Bakersfield. And the family, I was able to meet a couple of the actual runners, so it was really wow, they were so happy that we were making this film about what they lived. And it's a great story. It's very much like Coach Carter, Remember the Titans, so I think a lot of people are gonna love it.
Were you part of the cross-country team, your character?
No, I did not run, thank God. They started training 2 months ahead of time. So I was hang out with them after they would work out, and I'd be eating chips, and they'd be right there eating salad or something. So I'm glad I didn't do that yet. I'm still, I gotta, wait. But yeah, it's a great story. My character, her name is Sonia, and she's a good girl. She's like the one that befriends Kevin Costner's daughter, Morgan Saylor, who's amazing too. And you know, I'm the kind of friend that's always around and very like supportive.
Would you ever see yourself being a competitor on Dancing with the Stars?
I don't know. I would love to. I actually met a couple of the dancers at a gifting suite, and so I met Maxim, I met his brother Val, and Tony, and they were so sweet. And Maxim actually twisted me. He like did me and he spun me, and like I did it twice. He's like, "Why'd you do it twice?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "I only moved your hand once," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And so he did it again, and I stopped. He's like, "Oh, you're good." And I was like, "Oh my God." But yeah, I am a fan of the show and I watch it. But my mom, she was so mad because she was all about it when Mario Lopez was on. And then he lost. And my mom used every phone that we had and she called and she voted. So she's like, "It's fixed. He didn't win because it's fixed." So I think my mom would frown on it, but I think I honestly would love to do it.
How would your fans find you? On Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have a private Facebook, but I also have a fan page. So the people that want to add me and I tell them I'm sorry, it's kind of like family and friends thing. They can like my page and keep in touch with me there. I write back to every message I get or every tweet or anything. And I'm very simple. It's just Chelsea Rendon. So it's easy to find. My Instagram, my Twitter is just at Chelsea Rendon. Hi, my name is Chelsea Rendon and you're watching Android TV.